Welcome back to Cigar Time, your ever so friendly show all about premium cigars.
Woo, yeah.
And as we should all be honored and pleased, we have our old buddy Tim back. Tim
Hey
Thurston.
guys, thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure to be back.
Thank you,
It really
Tim.
is.
He's the National Key Accounts Manager for Altadis Cigars, the iconic manufacturer of lots of good brands.
I actually had a title change.
Well, you
did?
Yeah.
What's your new title?
what's it?
Oh, a new title?
President?
Yeah, new title.
You're the president now?
No.
Vice president.
Actually,
You took Rob's job?
No.
CEO?
Rob's
You
not.
didn't tell me anything.
I know. Actually, got a title change to Key Account Director.
Director.
So
What's
no
that
longer
mean?
matter, director.
Director.
Nice.
That's what we need here.
Sounds like the
director.
board of directors?
No,
You get to make the
no,
decisions?
it's a little bit, but
Oh.
no, I still report to
Yeah.
Paul, and Paul's a great guy. You met Paul.
Oh, yeah.
He still owe him $20.
Nice guy.
You still own
I own
20
$20.
You owe him $20. Right.
Long
No,
story, don't
but
ask.
but no, it's a little bit of a change, but not much. So a little bit more responsibility, but I'm excited about it. No.
Are you at 7 figures yet?
No, never.
Not quite.
7.
Nah,
Oh, never's a long
I just
time.
want to make it to 6.
Oh, I think you passed 6 a
Yeah,
long
that's what I'm
time ago.
thinking.
Not hardly. But no, so yeah, we got some great new products to talk about this coming month.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad to be back. I saw some of you guys at the show.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a great time. And,
Awesome time.
Great to be back on Cigar Time. We had a great promotion the month
Yeah.
June. It was really good. I'm sorry, May. It was
May, I
really
thought
good.
it was May.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my bad.
May.
In May, that was really good. So I'm looking forward to the coming months. Stay tuned for September because we're going to be really doing something really hot with these guys.
Really? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're going to be raffling off
There you are.
Romeo San Andreas Humidor. We're going to.
I understand it's
you
just about
asleep
half
in
the
the
size of this
No,
table.
we're going to
No,
be
just
doing.
forget
Well,
Is it huge?
it's about this big. We're going to be doing a Romeo San Andreas Humidor, black and white humidor.
Oh, okay.
I guess we're going to do a commencement at the Colmar store, and then later on we're going to be doing a Monte Cristo humidor,
That's
really
big.
special promotion,
Yeah.
probably toward October and Black.
We'll do that
Friday.
one in Colmar too.
No.
Heck with
Can
Colmar.
I get something? Can
don't know.
Morsham get something here?
I don't know. Quakertown seems to be. I like going to
Yeah.
Quakertown.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
Quaker
do
Town
like going
kicking
over
butt.
there.
Yeah.
But no, so it's great to be back, and you guys are great people. So I'm looking forward to continuing the long success that we've had so far.
We have. Now,
Yeah.
what are we smoking today?
Today we're smoking. We smoked this at the show. Well, people that came to the show. This is something new we did with Jose Mendez that Rafael Nadal put together with the guys at Tabacalera de Garcia.
Yep.
Shout out to the guys at Tabacalera de Garcia. It's their 50th anniversary.
Hey guys.
We worked with
Congratulations.
Jose Mendez. Jose Mendez is one of our.
Group of the Maestros?
No, Jose Mendez is a gentleman who we buy a lot of our tobacco from.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But the group of the Maestros work closely with him. So, I think the relationship that we've had with Jose Mendez and Tabacalera de Garcia is probably close to almost 50 years. So they both started in the late 60s, early 70s, supplying tobacco to us and us using the tobacco for some period of time.
That was before
He's
I
one,
was
of
born.
the, he's one of the largest processors, if not the largest processor in the Dominican.
Are these made in La Romana?
These are made in La Romana, yes. But what's interesting about it is it's made with some tobacco that we used a few years ago. I know you guys enjoyed it. It was the Monte Cristo 80th.
That was a
It's
good
called
cigar.
Yep.
The Pilotico tobacco, which is a hybrid tobacco that Mr. Jose Mendez did. The gentleman who has it now, his name is Siegfried. Siegfried worked on this hybrid for us exclusively that we put in the Monte Cristo 80th. This is actually the next crop
Oh, okay.
from that. So it has that in it, Dominican Allure, Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, and it also has a Dominican tobacco called Andullo. It's a process that they use to press it and kind of roll it like a banana-shaped long item that they do when they press it. It's very unique to the Dominican, to my knowledge. So this is our one of our attempts at it. So it's a pretty good cigar. I know Mariano, who works for you guys,
Right.
liked it a lot. So
Now, what determines a designation? When I think about it, I always think of Monte Cristo and Romeo and
Right.
St. Louis Ray and on and on and on. But what determines? Why is it an Upmann?
well, when you start to look at certain things, you try to look at holes in your portfolio or something you can add into your portfolio. So we have a young lady named Candela Diaz, who's the H Upmann brand manager, and she's put things together with Rafael, with the people in the factory, to try to go after profiles and things that we don't have. This is to honor the H Upmann heritage brand, but it's also made to honor the Dominican Republic. Hispaniola is the island of the Dominican, which is Haiti,
yeah.
and Dominican Republic. So this is made to honor that. So the majority of the tobacco is Dominican, except for the wrapper. So that's what that's coming to play with.
So when you
Got
okay, I was just gonna add on. I wanted to ask a question about
Sure.
that. So when you guys get certain tobaccos together, you look at the portfolios and say, okay, this is gonna go here, this is gonna go there.
Well, with you got.
Based on that.
It's based on that, but Raphael smokes. You guys always see Raphael testing new blends or working with products. So he is the main guy, along with the group of the maestros, that kind of determine the profiles, and then other people, smoke them too, to determine the profiles and what profile will fit what cigar at that particular time.
Is it ever where you guys say, okay, H Upmann needs something to come out with this year or at this time?
Well, that's filling in the portfolio.
You're filling in the portfolio.
Yeah.
But what I'm
what
saying,
was missing from the portfolio that you were filling in?
That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay, so if you go back a few years ago with H Upmann, we've done very well with the H Upmann Cameroon has been a staple item. Okay, because Cameroon was H Upmann years ago.
Yeah. That's an
Then it
old
went to
brand.
Indonesian, then it came back. So we also made an H Upmann 1844, where we made an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper on that, which had a pretty good rating. All right, so then we had the H Upmann Banker that came out that had a higher priming Ecuadorian tobacco, which was a more fuller cigar. So we were looking for something last year, year before last, where we did the H Upmann by AJ, because we didn't have a Nicaraguan H Upmann.
that just took off.
All right, that's
That
doing
took
very
off.
well.
That
That's
does very well.
That's a
gold
fantastic
right there.
that is a horse. So if you look at continuing going forward, we didn't have an H Upmann Connecticut. So last year we did a collaboration with a group of the maestros.
Yeah.
Right.
With
We
that
need
little
a Connecticut.
Connecticut broadleaf on there
Right.
like that.
So this cigar right here, I know with the Pilatico and the Andullo, they've been working for a while. I saw it when we were down there a few years ago. So they've been working on this product for a while. And this is the collaboration that they did, with Raphael and the group of the maestros working together. So this is the new product.
Since we have our resident agronomist on the panel with us today, yes, that's you. Why don't you, because Tim mentioned higher priming, lower priming, why don't we take a minute and explain what all that means?
Well,
Presuming you do know what it means.
Lower is like down
Down the
closer,
down
and
the
higher
bottom.
is way up high.
I would, you know what? That's why you're paid the big money. Now I understand. Until after all these years, I never quite got it. Now I fully understand it.
All right, I'll have to switch it up so I can confuse you again.
That's funny.
So the higher.
Well, the
yeah.
priming on the tobacco leaves, it gives you different flavors.
Or different parts, the
Yes,
Corona.
exactly. Well, you got the Corona and then you have the Criollos, but this is what I was learning. I'm just trying to show my knowledge. So I know with the Ligero, you have the Seco, you have the Viso, which is what they use. So
Well, they
what's the
identify
point-
different areas of the
Yeah.
plant.
Right.
in order to
Exactly.
take
And
the
normally the
tobacco.
higher primings,
It's going to be
Is it
stronger,
stronger?
Right.
more
It's 'cause
flavor.
It's left on the plant longer.
It gets more
Exactly.
nutrients. Right.
it also
and
is
the priming,
exposed to the sun more.
Primings
Exactly.
they do in stages.
Right,
They don't
when
do it all at the same
priming
time.
is a fancy word for harvesting the tobacco.
Yes.
Correct.
And they'll take they'll take acres and acres and acres of tobacco, and they'll do their first priming, which is the lowest 2 or 3 leaves on the plant.
Cut it low.
They'll
Which is the
harvest
Viso
all
and
of
the
that.
Seco.
They'll harvest all that. They'll haul it out, and then when it's time, they'll do the next 2 or 3 or 4 leaves, and that's a priming. So they do that across all of the tobacco within the strain.
I'll give you an example. When we made Romeo by Romeo, all right, that has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper on it. That has a darker color. The Banker has a darker color. There's some leaves that we use that same leaf on some other brands that we have where it doesn't have the darkness to it. Same farm, same field. It's just that it's a little lower priming. It's not getting the sun as
Right.
much as the other one. So
Well, there are even, let's say that there are some examples of, we'll just use H. Upmann. Now, this is not an example of H. Upmann, but it's another company, but
Sure.
I'm not going to mention them right now.
That's
But
fine.
they'll use one priming on on the Robusto
Yeah.
and a higher priming on the Torpedo. And it's going to give it a slightly different flavor, and it's
No
just
doubt.
a little bit stronger.
Oh,
No doubt.
yeah, it's got more.
I don't understand why they would do that. You want your cigars in the same line to be the same.
But
You
they-
know, that's interesting.
they-
that you said that.
they're not the same, but they're very, very similar.
It's a
Well, I
tweak.
think
It's a tweak.
But
Yeah.
it's a tweak because
It's a
I
tweak.
think it's the
So
size.
tweak it in
I
a
think
different
you-
line.
No,
See,
I
I
think
think
you
they're-
have to tweak because of the size of the cigar and what you're going to get out, the timing and what you're going to get out of it, I think you have to tweak it.
But I think here's the key: the consistency between the sizes. Let's take the extremes: a Corona and a Figurado,
right.
which are the extreme. One is big, long, and fat.
Right.
The other one is short and skinny.
Right.
I don't think you can process those to taste exactly the same.
No.
But if the Corona tastes the same every time, or the Figurado smokes the same every time, that's the consistency
That's
between
what
the
it should
sizes.
be.
Right.
See, I think it's a
But when you're-
misnomer. I think it's a misnomer that all cigars in a range, take a classic Monte Cristo, and let's take I think a lot of people smoke the Toro, smoke the Churchill. They're not going to taste exactly the same, but if every Churchill tastes the same, and that's your size, it tastes the same to you.
Those two sizes may not taste the same,
Well,
but they're like
No,
They're close.
I've been smoking
yes.
for, and I probably couldn't.
the
tell
Robusto
difference.
and the Robusto and the Churchill are going to taste a little different.
They're
a
gonna
little
be
different.
very
They're
little.
definitely gonna
But the
do
key is the consistency between the sizes.
But see, I think that's the beauty of the industry that we're in, is where you have someone that has a Robusto or Corona size, maybe a 48 size,
Right.
and then they make that same cigar in a 60. Okay,
Yeah.
it might not be the same exact flavor,
Right.
like exact flavor, but you know what it is. It's in the same.
True.
I think that's the beauty of the guys that do the blending for all companies.
Right.
Where they make a larger cigar and then they may come down to a smaller cigar. It has the same general characteristics of it. I think.
But the example I was giving in the primings is they did that on purpose to have within the same line a different profile to the torpedo.
Exactly.
well, let me ask you a
Right.
question.
And that's
Well,
what
I think
that's what I
like-
disagree with.
But no, I like that though, because I think that's a great idea to do something like that. It makes you, maybe if you like it in that one better than you like it in the other size, you're more prone to buy it in the other size, which helps sell that size.
Well, they probably
I
charge more money
disagree.
for that size too.
They do.
They always charge more for the torpedo though.
But I've found I'm noticing a bigger difference in the flavors of certain sizes recently. I don't know if it's my palate has changed or they're blending them slightly different, but like I've noticed I'll love a Robusto but hate or not really like a Toro.
Okay.
I'm not liking to.
Well, you're like the Salmonier of the cigar industry, from what I've been told. So, or is that Rob?
Huh?
Or is that Rob?
What's a what?
That's wine.
Why?
Sommelier.
Thanks.
I'm only
Sommelier.
kidding.
You don't know. You just asked.
I'm only kidding. Let me tell you guys a little bit about the cigar, though.
Prefer
So
aficionado.
it comes in three sizes. It comes in a Robusto 50 by 5, a Bellicoso 50 by 6, and then it comes in a Toro. But the Toro is actually a 52 by 6 1/8, which is our traditional Bellicoso
big-
size.
yeah, big.
So we did a little bit of a change this time, just to change it up a little bit. Comes in box 20s. Price point is about $8.50 to $8.95.
That's right.
No, that's very reasonable.
Yeah,
good.
very, very reasonable. Yeah.
Should we give our first impressions?
Yes.
I go.
Okay, you go. Victor, you go.
Victor
It's
Excellent.
don't
Excellent
ask.
actor.
from 50s.
You got to be old.
Yeah.
No,
I'm young.
it's way beyond the 50s.
I'm young.
Around
Okay.
some
No, the initial light was very nice. It is a little spicy, just slightly, not overpowering. I love the construction. So far, so good. I'm not in, very far, but the burn is good, and the taste is really nice. I'm just getting a hint of spice. Not really picking up anything else right now.
So you didn't smoke this when we were at the show, right?
I did not smoke this when we were at the shop.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Scott?
I did not smoke this at the show either, but I did smoke it while I was on vacation, and I enjoyed it. But when the very first puff and light almost reminded me of a cigar from the 90s, pre-boom.
See, I don't know that.
And I love that. I really enjoy it, and so far, very smooth. I'm not ready to identify flavors.
When I first lit it, I got a hint of caramel to it.
Sweet.
And now that I'm getting into it, I did smoke this at the show. So this is
Is
my
it different?
this is my second one. No, it's the same. It to your point, it is giving me a very retro taste to it. Like it's like you're saying back in the 90s. It's definitely, I don't know, it doesn't taste like something somebody just came up with and it tastes retro.
Well, see, I'm a little jealous because I don't know what they taste like.
It's
like
it's
that.
very nice. I like the
Well,
cigar.
jump in your time machine.
Anybody got something from the 90s, please? Bring it on my way so I can smoke it.
Don't you have a hot
Why
tub?
you laughing?
Don't you have a hot tub?
Oh, and jump in the hot tub and go back to the 90s?
Yeah, they get too damp in the hot tub. That's, believe me, I know. I didn't smoke it at the show. Probably because I didn't go.
Well, we were all there.
Yeah, you were all there. Yeah.
All four of us.
Yeah. Somebody had to hold down the fort.
Yeah.
And I find this on the north side of medium.
Yeah.
With that,
I agree.
I didn't hear a discussion about the power profile.
I didn't, yeah.
But I would say
I would say
it's north of
medium.
medium. I'm feeling it in the back of the throat a little bit. It has a nice sweet finish to it. And so far, what did you say the price was? In the eights?
$8.50?
Less than
Wow.
9.
850, 860, and 895.
It's hard to
Beat
beat.
that.
That's dead on sweet
Yeah,
spot
it's a great
anymore.
Based on Art, on your comment, I get this little bit of the sweet finish, but I don't feel this in the back of my throat at all. Now,
I don't-
getting,
I'm getting
I'm
it
getting
there.
a little bit of it.
Now,
Not bad.
I'm bringing this up because it's sort of a question. Is like, could it be that they slipped in like a stronger leaf of Lajero versus a sweeter leaf than that? And that one cigar you're getting
No,
that?
it's got the right
Or-
mixture of it. It's got the right mixture of the sweetness and the oomph to it.
Why? I'm just curious.
This
'cause
smells like a
I'm
much more expensive cigar.
Yes.
I'm just wondering why
It does.
one person would feel it in the back of
does.
their throat and the rest of us wouldn't.
No, I feel a little bit better.
It's
Yeah,
just
Do
a
you?
tingle. Okay,
I don't-
I'll be honest. It's
Yeah,
just
it-
a
it at all.
slight
Oh no, it's not.
tingle.
It's certainly not objectionable. That's how. It's funny. It must be my palate. That's some, or oftentimes, how I measure the strength when I can feel
Yeah,
it back there.
I agree with you.
Okay.
That's
I
how
think
I do
that's
it.
how you should.
And I'm getting a little of it. I'm not getting much
It's
of it.
just
It's certainly
like-
not objectionable at all. The taste. This has a lot of
It
taste,
does.
which
just
I
can't
always go
pinpoint
for
the
over
flavor.
strength or anything else.
it definitely has a lot of
It's got to
taste.
taste good.
It does taste good. And the aroma is very pleasant.
Well, what's interesting about this is when Raphael was talking about it with us, is that he put a lot into it, as far as the time frame. And like I said, this was I believe the second batch from the Pilatico from the after the Monte Cristo 80th. So it's something that they were very proud of because like the Monte Cristo Pilatico is the box is Jose Mendez, and his nickname was Pepe Mendez. That's what they called it that cigar. But this is like different. I think the Andullo and
Yeah.
the Lord, the way they aged a little bit, definitely has a nice sweet flavor to it.
How long
And
they age it?
well, I think the Pilatico was from 15, I believe.
And the Pilatico is a type of tobacco.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid
Or is-
tobacco.
Okay,
I'll tell
yeah.
you. Let me go back on that a little bit. So when we did the Monte Cristo 80th, which was the 14th harvest, I believe, 2014, Mr. Mendez came over. He was originally from Cuba. Okay, he brought the seed over from Cuba in 60, 61, I believe. So if you look on the box of the Pilatico box, that when we did that box was him actually.
Oh, the suitcase?
The suitcase,
Yeah.
right? It was him bringing the seeds over
Okay.
from Cuba and settling in.
That whole case
San
was full of
Diego.
seeds.
I don't know, man. The whole case is full of
Can you
seeds.
imagine how many?
But they were using that
It
It
tobacco.
might have been his luggage with
Well,
the seeds.
they were
in it.
using that
That was
tobacco
underwear.
up into the early 80s. So in the 80s, it, from what we've been told, is that it had some, blue mold
Right.
problems.
Oh.
So they stopped using it. So Siegfried has been working on it because that's his, Jose Mendez is his grandfather. So was working on it to bring it back, and something special, So it's something special to us that he would give it to us to use, and it's an honor to him and his grandfather. Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you why you think this is retro.
Why?
Why you think
Why?
the taste is retro.
Why?
Look at the ash.
Educate.
Well,
It's dark.
the tobacco that creates the ash was probably grown in a volcanic area
Yeah, because you get the dark gray ash.
because it has a Cuban ash to it, and that's your retro taste.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Could be, Robert.
Interesting.
it's as good as any explanation I could think of on short
I
notice.
like that explanation. But I still don't know what the retro is, so that's okay.
Well,
I'll never know.
well,
You're
you
smoking a
do
cigar.
now. You're
You do
smoking
now,
right
you're
now.
smoking it.
Oh,
Now you
okay.
know.
I guess.
That's what they used to taste like.
That's what they used to taste like. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is very refined. For me to be something in this era, it does give you that old school taste.
I'm just
they-
amazed, considering what prices of cigars are anymore. I'm just amazed that this is still in the eights.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really a great value. This is,
This is going to sell very well.
yeah,
And this is just.
it's really
You
nice.
said the filler is Dominican and.
The filler, the wrapper is Ecuadorian Sumatra.
Yeah.
The filler is Dominican Allure. Dominican Pilatico, and Dominican Andullo.
See, I never would have thought that this was Dominican.
No.
Well,
Does
you're
it not-
judging it by
does
the
not-
strength. But
It's
that's
No,
a
no,
misnomer.
not the
Dominican.
strength.
Okay,
it
'cause
does
that's a
not
misnomer.
taste Dominican
No.
at all. I would not have thought that this was Dominican tobacco. Dominican tobacco is very distinctive. It's a distinctive taste. And I
But there are
think
different strains of Dominican
true,
tobacco. Many
true.
different
But when he
strains.
said Olor, I was like, that's it. That's sweet right there from
Well,
the Olor.
but, you
That's
know,
where you're
but
getting the sweetness
Let
from.
me say this, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm not an Olor guy, but I like this.
You said you're not an Olor?
I'm not-
I love
Olor was
I love
used.
Olor.
There was, it was
No,
used more in the 90s.
in the
It was-
90s, yeah, in the 90s, yeah.
A
There
lot
you
of
go,
cigars.
Rob. There you go. All right.
Actually, Scott's the one who started it.
Okay, well, there you go,
Where did I
Scott.
start?
I don't know.
The retro.
The retro.
Oh, okay. You said that they had trouble originally in the 80s with blue mold, and they worked on
yeah,
it.
to
What,
my-
what did they do to help? Did they like crossbreed it with
They
something
cross, yes,
else?
it's a hybrid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how you
yeah,
get
It's
it
a
out.
hybrid.
he's crossbred it. Yes.
How do you do that? How do you get the two seeds to breed?
It's done genetically.
together?
Man. That's, you know,
If this weren't a family show, I would demonstrate how
I
to do
said
it.
put them together. You just put them together.
no, it's
They
done.
like a little
It's done,
barrel.
little more scientific. It involves a needle.
it's done.
Really?
It's done genetically.
Yeah.
They cut a seed in half. And
I've seen them talk
fusion.
about it. I mean,
And
it's
they
done,
glue
you
it
know.
together.
they glue it.
I
They use some
mean,
Gorilla
like
glue.
you know, like Sensei has the
Yeah.
the organic. You know, so you know.
You can get that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. My watch talking. It picked up my voice. I'm sorry.
You Dick Tracy?
I'm not Dick Tracy.
I was going to go 007.
You
but I
missed
think
it. He
Tracy's
was
better.
talking to him. Hello,
One with
Tim.
pepperoni, one with mushrooms and onions.
I'm sorry, guys. At least you didn't call me Inspector Gadget.
That's after my time, man. That's why I want Dick Tracy.
Now,
That's before your
now a brief
time.
word from our sponsor.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm good. I'm glad you guys like it. I mean, we had some.
No, it's a great cigar.
Yeah, I
It's
think
really
it's
good.
funny because like this year we had like some, as we'll be smoking, you know, in the coming weeks, we had some really strong releases, and I think I think they all hold a uniqueness in their own taste.
Yeah.
You know,
And next week we're smoking the Trinidad, right?
we're smoking the Trinidad.
I had that
Spiritu,
one.
Yes,
I love that one.
Is that pronounced Espiritu?
Espiritu. Yes.
okay.
Espiritu.
It's
Yeah, that was something.
These
that,
are all new releases, what we're going to be smoking,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
correct. That was actually, I believe, our number one seller at the show, to my knowledge. Oh, new product. A new product. Yeah, new product. Yeah.
You know, I was speaking of the trade show. I was just going through and looking for something new. They're just all the samples that I think I have were stuff that's we already carry.
Some of the stuff it was.
I didn't load. There's not a whole lot of new stuff.
Yeah,
It
there
wasn't.
is.
I think as we get
But
closer,
maybe from certain companies. Although I just read an article that there were 602 new releases.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I must have missed those.
Well, I think it was from the ones that we didn't pick up. Like,
It probably
like I
was.
didn't get a Carl Malone. I didn't get some of the other
I didn't go to a
ones,
lot of the
so.
Don Nobodies. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I
can't
don't
miss
think I
Carl
went to
Malone.
any.
Kind of a tall guy.
He was
There's
busy.
too many there.
He was
Yeah,
busy.
He always has.
There wasn't enough time to go to anybody.
No.
except
It
for
was,
the-
I'm just saying from, as being there with you guys, I wasn't walking the floor as often as you, but when I did walk the floor, it was a lot of new people.
It was.
A lot of new people. I mean, to me, I think it's more people now than it was during the boom.
I thought it was a lot of new
Really?
accessories. I thought it was a lot of different type of accessories
The
that I've
problem
never
is,
seen.
in a lot of cases, you go back next year and some of those faces aren't there.
Well,
Yeah.
talking about next year,
What
which
will be
I
new
don't know
ones?
if it's bad to bring up or not, but what do you guys think about it opening to the public?
Bad subject.
Eh?
Bad
Don-
Don't talk about that.
It's a trade show.
I'll just say this.
I just had to bring
mean,
it up. Come on.
As a manufacturer and arts retailer,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something I want to talk about with them.
Yeah, I agree.
How about we talk about this? For the rest of the month, for starting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's say starting tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. All of the stuff from Altadis, which is, help me out, guys, Romeo, Monte Cristo, Upmann,
Trinidad,
Trinidad,
Gisbert.
St.
Clay,
Louis Ray,
Aging
St. Louis
Room.
Ray,
Gisperd,
Aging Room,
That's a lot.
Onyx.
Aging Room,
Don't
Onyx,
forget Vega Fina now.
Vega
Vega
Fina.
Fina.
Vega
So
Fina.
anyway, everything is going to be buy four, and you'll get a fifth one free.
There's something else.
Nice.
What?
What?
I thought you get tchotchkes if you buy a box.
Tchotchkes.
You have tchotchkes?
Tchotchkes?
Do you have
Tchotchkes.
No tchotchkes?
No
Oh, yeah, you
tchotchkes.
guys are doing a
Tchotchkes,
special
yeah,
on Romeo Real for the month of August, right?
That's true. Yep.
You want to talk about that a little bit? Art?
Yep. You buy a box, you get a free 5-pack of Romeo Reserva Real Toros, which is worth over $40.
So you're getting 30 cigars for the price of 25.
No.
Yeah, basically.
Not if you buy a box of 27.
There's no.
Didn't you
Or a
get
box
Oh,
of
yeah.
20.
There's no
Or
27.
20.
There's no 27. They're only 25.
Yeah, bro.
No.
Habano.
It's just Romeo.
Only the Real.
it's just the
Reserva
Magnums is
Real.
only Real.
It's
Is it
only
all
on the
Romeo?
Reserva Real.
Is it all Romeo or Real only? It's Real
No,
only?
it's all Romeo.
Oh, I didn't know.
Then there
okay.
is a 27 on the Reserve.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's why I said that.
Yeah, you were right.
But
there's a
maybe-
20
but the
count
Reals,
box, too.
the Magnums are 20.
What? There's more.
It's 20 count box.
There's more.
Ooh, there's more.
Don't
You get a
charged?
Romeo lighter,
See, you get some charge.
and while they last, a cutter. So not only do you get a free 5-pack worth over $40, you get a Romeo lighter and a cutter.
The lighter
Nice.
and the cutter are very nice. I've seen them.
And if you buy a box, the boxes are also discounted. So you can buy a box or you can buy 20 assorted. Any way you want to do it, and you'll
That's a
get the
great
pack.
deal.
I think it's time for our final review. Tia, why don't you
Oh,
start?
sure. It's changed a lot. I think that that North and Medium has now come down. Is North Medium high?
Higher than medium, yeah.
Okay, well then I'm going back south.
South medium.
Yeah.
would be-
So now it's come back south. Now it's come south for me. It's backed off a little. I don't get that spice, the tickle in the throat anymore. Very good. I still can't pick up the notes, but it's sweet. It smokes well, and I love the allure, so I'm happy. And I don't know it's a Dominican, so it's great.
Good.
Put a number on it.
Oh, I'm going 9.25.
That's nice. Scott?
As for me, in terms of strength, I think mine's a little bit west of medium. Which means it's
It's just medium.
yeah, it just means it's just
Can't
medium.
script this stuff.
I get the sweet finish that Art mentioned. It started off with a nice retro kind of flavor. Very smooth cigar. I'm going to give this a 9.
Cool. Thank you.
Rob?
There's nothing about this cigar that I should like. I don't like Sumatra wrappers. I don't like Dominican filler.
You're not prejudiced at all.
No, there's nothing to do with that. But I really like this cigar. I really like it.
You don't like this, doesn't like that. Well, I'm
No,
not
there's nothing
prejudiced.
about it I like. What do you want me to do? I don't
Okay,
like
there's
Sumatra
nothing
wrapper.
you like, but I feel
But-
except
the cigar.
But the cigar is really good, and
That says something.
that says something to the blenders.
yes, it does.
That they put something that I don't like together that I really do like.
I like that. Go ahead, Rob.
So I give this a 9.5.
Nice.
I really
Nice.
like
There you
the
go.
cigar.
There you go. So if somebody puts spinach into your milkshake,
Oh,
but yet
God.
other than turning it green, you couldn't taste the spinach, you would like the milkshake.
Yes.
Sure.
Of course. Okay. Thought of that on short notice.
Yeah.
As for me, I love this cigar. And those of you who watch the show know price does matter. So, I agree with everything that's
Working
been
well.
said. I can't really add anything else. I mean, it's right in my wheelhouse, and I love the size, too. I give it a 9.52. I really do like this cigar.
9.52, so that's higher than Rob.
That's two tenths of
Awesome.
higher. Well, don't forget our Saturday night show, every Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
Get your booze
We
on.
encourage you to support your local brick and mortar store. And I guess we're going to all see you next week. So thank